Dear friends, we are happy to welcome all of you at our today's platform. First and foremost, I would like to greet all the participants and the guests of the city of Ufa, particularly our international colleagues. Despite the difficulties of this era and the logistical challenges, you have managed to get to us, fly to our place, and to take part in our event. By the way, our event is celebrating its 15th anniversary. It's the International Business Week. It's the second day in accordance with the international agenda, and the SCO countries are participating in it. It's the constructive agenda of international relations. But our today's discussion is related with bilateral work and cooperation between Bashkortostan and Armenia. It is a far-reaching direction, and I would like to introduce the participants of our today's discussion. Mikhailina Izotova, the first Deputy of the Minister and the Congress Activity and Foreign Economic Relations of the Republic of Bashkortostan, the Deputy Governor of the Armavir Province of the Republic of Armenia, Armak Avetisyan, Arsyan, Deputy Governor of the Lori Province of the Republic of Armenia, Trade Representative of the Republic of Armenia in the Russian Federation, Nadonchenko, Andrei Fortunin, CEO of Ural Export LLC, and Rinat Kabudinov, founder of Technomash LLC. As for our online participants, the trade representative of the Republic of Bashkortostan and the Republic of Armenia, Anna Donchenko. And I would like to start our discussion. That will be a discussion. It's not a report. We'll communicate freely, we'll ask questions to one another, but let me warn you, we have to stick to the time limit. If I interrupt you, please don't be furious, because it's my mission. I would like to address the first question to the hosts of our event, to the Ministry of Foreign Economic Relations. Elena Mikhailovna, tell me, please, Armenia and Bashkortostan have the success record, and we have experience, and what are we planning to do jointly with the Republic of Armenia? Thank you very much for your question. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, participants of the roundtable. On behalf of the government of the Republic of Bashkortostan, I am happy to welcome you at this event. Armenia is promising. How do we collaborate with them? We have got back here. We have got back from Armenia. When it comes to our relations and our involvement in Armenian events, we participate in the exhibitions on an annual basis. And that's our joint enterprise, joint venture. When it comes to our plans, we accommodate a lot of Armenian people here. Armenian students are educated here, and there is some room for improvement. We are aspired to cooperating, and that is what is in store for us today. Could you please demonstrate my presentation? It is behind me. Well, please turn on it. It is aimed at our guests. That's the general information on our republic. I have communicated with lots of Armenian guests today. They see the snowing weather for the first time. It's freezing cold here, according to them, but we welcome them in a cordial fashion. Hopefully, you'll be heated here at the platform, and it will be a truly hot discussion. I would also like to respond that Armenia and Bashkortostan are cooperating with 113 countries. As of 2021, we cooperated with 28 countries, and now we collaborate with 112 countries. Then we following 6 months, we cooperated with 108 countries, and then we enhanced them. Our foreign turnover is multiplying. There is room for improvement, but still, as of now, Armenia takes the 37th place It is 0.4% in the foreign turnover. With Armenia, yes, actually, we are making progress. And you can see promising figures on the table compared with the previous year. But by and large, 0.4% is our share, and we take the 37th place out of 113 countries. Definitely, it is for good, but still sky is the limit. And we have to strive for further progress. What is exported to Armenia? We usually export petrochemicals, chemicals, metals, and metal devices to Armenia. Also, we export foodstuff. As for import, it is composed of machine building, food and foodstuff as well. Currently, many of us have been working here for the second time, and there is the foodstuff exhibition of Armenian products. You may get acquainted with it. That's the riches of our country. Our Armenian import of agricultural foodstuff accounts for 64%. And thank God, 43% of enterprises are open and they have Armenian capital share. That is why our working conditions are favorable. They are beneficial for working in the Republic of Bashkortostan. I would also like to highlight that we export and import different goods and services. And for this reason, we need our representatives work, and they work here on community basis. And there are some representatives of the network of the Trade House, of Armenia. That's the network which will promote our products and your products. And this will accelerate its supply to the consumers. And this will let us identify the sales markets at this territory. I believe that we have potential, we have capacities. We are driven by the aspiration and by our willingness to do it. We would like to foster our products and to help our companies and enterprises. Thank you, Elena Mikhailovna. Actually, on the one hand, the low base is a growth point, that's an opportunity to gain momentum. But Elena Mikhailovna, tell us, please, what is Bashkortostan intending to do in terms of visiting Armenia and working with Armenia? You have decided to disclose all the plans. My colleague and I have been there, and we have witnessed the potential we have. And that is why the government of the Republic put forth to make a high-level visit to the Republic of Armenia. As for the agenda, it is planned for April. Hopefully, you'll welcome us. Also, you will support us while arranging B2B talks with our event, with our enterprise, and we invite you to participate in the business mission. We'll have B2B meetings and detect new partners in the territory of Armenia. Thank you. According to our experience with Armenian colleagues, we witness that you are cordial, that you are hospitable. But on the other hand, we would like to wonder, Arnar Zakradovich, I think you have great experience on raising funds, investment, working with foreign stakeholders. Which record of achievements do you have? How do you cooperate with foreign stakeholders? And what are you planning to foster with our Russian companies? Good afternoon. I would like to accentuate that our province has vast potential, and we have lots of opportunities of implementing various projects. We focus on processing, wine industry, innovative technologies, trade, commerce, innovative potential. Let us discuss this within the framework of our forum. Let us discuss the opportunities of cooperation with different countries. We cooperate with various countries, and we will welcome you. We'll give you a warm welcome. Elena Mikhailovna has mentioned that we have a backlog of opportunities. We may touch upon them. We may dwell upon investment and some other opportunities. And which projects have you deployed jointly with foreign partners? Or then you are probably projecting to develop them. Perhaps you have some preferences in order to attract foreign partners. In fact, we are focused on the agriculture, and we have arable lands for that. We are discussing these issues while working. Which positions are to be developed? We have to do it in different countries, and our decisions vary from one country to the other one. And what is Armavir province famous for? Perhaps there are some renowned goods which are produced there. Actually, we are centered around agricultural issues. That's our famous product, and also dry fruit and vegetables are exported from it. Cognac, some alcohol, beverages. And what can you offer to the Russian customers? I have just enumerated all these products. Thank you very much. Nars Zagrabovich, we do not say goodbye to you. We proceed with our discussion. And I have the same question to your colleague from Lori province. Tell me, please, when it comes to the competitive fight, what are the advantages of your province? Distinguished members of the government of the Republic of Bashkortostan, dear participants of the competition, let me express my gratitude for the invitation to the annual business week. Thank you for these meetings. These meetings gave us an opportunity to familiarize ourselves with the industrial potential of the country, of both parties. It is my honor and privilege to be a distinguished guest and a speaker during this forum. First and foremost, let me highlight that the Lori province and other provinces are not competing with one another. Our geographical position is comparable. Armavir province, it has the following altitude. It is altitude. It's 700 meters, and the second one is a little bit higher. The Lori province is higher. Its altitude is higher. Armavir region, Armavir province, produces various goods and grows fruit and vegetables. We have lots of tourist attractions and sites, such as mountains. We have forest areas as well. Lori is considered a crucial agricultural region. We focus on food industry, processing of dairy products and milk. We have different manufacturing areas, such as sewing ones, processing, furniture, enterprises, to name a few. Another interesting area of our sectors is industry and tourism. We contribute to the economic development of the province. IT is one of our cities in the Republic, which is also renowned. And when it comes to logistics, Is your area accessible? Is it located far from Yerevan? In accordance to the businessmen, how will they reach your area? The distance between us and Yerevan is 120 kilometers. It's closer to Georgia. You may take a lorry truck. This lorry is closer than Yerevan to you while using the trucks. It's like the northern gate. Are there any goods which are present here in Russia from Lori province? Maybe they are now at the stalls of the Russian shops or at our plants. Lori province is renowned for its processing area. Our cheese is also very famous. It is exported to Russia.
I don't really know. I can surely tell you if in Bashkortostan there are products, but in Moscow, in St. Petersburg, it's more logistically convenient to have our products there. For example, Loris sir, cheese. It's a good advertisement for this. Thank you very much. Just tell me the name of your products. We will try. Yes, sure. We have a very delicious one. I will tell you. Thank you very much. I will not say goodbye to you because we are participating in our discussion. Yes. See, we have a video. Lori is the third largest region in Armenia and located in the north country and borders on Georgia. Industry is a leading economic sector in the province. Approximately 35% local companies specialize in mining. Sewing factories accept orders from pivotal foreign companies. Tourism has great development prospects. Lori is always included in Armenian tour packages. This region is famous for its historic and cultural sites, which are part of the UNESCO World Heritage List, its nature, climate, and eco-friendly products. Resorts, winter, eco, and adventure, and food tourism prevail in Lori. Realization of the business plans on constructing cable cars may be added to the list of winter tourist stores. As for those who prefer extreme tourism, Lori is offering unique rafting along Debet River. The top agricultural sectors are animal husbandry, aviculture, livestock breeding, poultry farming. So we're talking about the products and what products we can find, and we didn't see. So we have just watched a very beautiful side of Armenia. And this is tourism. So if for those who don't know, we have direct flights to these areas, and this is 3 hours flight to Yerevan and 1.5 hours to Lori region. Am I right? Yes, it's maximum. And 30 minutes and you will be in Armavir region. Thank you very much. And I would like you to represent our next speaker, online speaker, Donchenko Anna. Can you hear us? Good day, my colleagues. I'm so pleasure to see a very beautiful videos and sites. I'm all here for you. This is the best trade representative of the last year and nowadays. So can you please tell me how is it going on our international sphere between Armenia and Russia? Thanks for giving me a chance to speak in this meeting. So you're just giving me, a very good spirit when telling me that I am the best representative. So before starting serious questions, I would like to reveal the following. So I have just watched the movie, the film and I can tell you that this is a good fact, a fact to know this country and then to visit it. And I'm also very thankful to our Armenian colleagues that they give me much more time to speak, and I'm really, really thankful for this. So this is the chance for me to tell you more information. And I can tell you about Armenia a lot of things. From the point of view of geographical point, it's a very historical and cultural heritage, and the most important advantage. И в самой стране, и за пределами, мне кажется, просто иногда способна творить чудеса. So this is the cultural things that are dealt with Armenia. So in Armenia, there are historically connected clusters of people that really develop the relationship between Russia and Armenia. And for the last 100 years, so Armenia have coped and faced a lot of problems from the point of view national spheres and foreign spheres, but nowadays it's blooming, and I'm so glad that I'm working here in Armenia. So nowadays in Armenia there are living about 3 million people, and outside the country it's about 10 million Armenians. So I have told you about the clusters, Armenian clusters. So these cluster relations are having a global advantage that we're using nowadays. So the quality of educational service is growing, and the cultural sphere is growing as well. It's getting its popularity. So the expert and leasing is growing as well. So the educational sphere on engineering is growing as well, and generally, Armenia is the point which attracts investments. And when we speak about some, particular questions, there are a lot of niches, I would say, and businesses that are still having gaps, and we need to fill them. And almost all the experts say that there is enough potential to develop tourism, education, some higher technologies. A very interesting niche can be other spheres. As I said, and I'm always telling that we need to particularly look at the formalities, contracts, the strategies 2025 to progress the foodstuff safety and national currency safety, to progress the energetic sphere as well. And I believe that focusing on this is one of the main vector that this tragedy is formating nowadays. And this is very important in making the business. And I'm talking not about Armenia, I'm telling about all the countries. So just to tell you some details about our relation, I would like to present you a short presentation and give you information that we wanted to tell you.
Let us show it on the screen. By and large, the economy of Armenia is as follows. The economy maintains high growth rates in our country, and the key driver is the sector of services, definitely. Inflation is evidently slowing down, and that's due to the growth in the foodstuff segment prices. And what is actually happening in the market? The economic activity in Armenia has grown by 15%, and in my view, this is attributed to the development of various sectors, the sector of services, which I have already touched upon. But these parameters are also attributed to the expansion of the demand of the non-residents to the goods and services. This year, the investment demand has also augmented during the stable conditions. Have you ever seen the presentation on the screen? But still, I hope that you have seen it. Otherwise, we may contribute to it, because I would like you to see it and to observe what is shown there. Dear colleagues, are you about to show the presentation? I would like to open access to all of us. I would like you to familiarize yourselves with what I'm talking about. Anna Valerievna, let us proceed with the speech, because we will now going to rectify the situation. As pertains to the sector of services, I am dwelling upon it for the first time. This sector is growing at the exponential speed. I mean, the transport, the hospital, the hotel business, and restaurant business, and that's due to the domestic demand, which is maintained by the reinforcement of the ruble exchange rate and the domestic market. When it comes to the industry and the construction, being the trade branch, the trade office, we're keeping track on this direction, and I would like to highlight that we observed the impact on the economic activity. And as for the industrial production, there is also an exponential growth by approximately 10%. That is owing to the growth of the construction material production and processing areas, and definitely foodstuff. As for other indicators, I will dwell upon one of them. That's the shortage of the foreign trade. Actually, we can also see an increase compared to the same period of the previous year. And the foreign trade turnover is growing, there is an amelioration, and there is the fact that more and more products are supplied to Armenia, and the amount of imported goods, the number of imported goods is also growing. But I would like to highlight this indicator so that you could get the brief overview of what is going on. I mean the macroeconomic indicators. As pertains to the activity of the trade office on fostering cooperation, that's maybe the fourth slide of my presentation, not the first one. Please switch to it. I would like to show you the activity of the trade office on the collaboration between the Republic of Bashkortostan and the Republic of Armenia. I have already covered the record of achievements of ours. I have already emphasized that the business is actively participating in different displays, exhibitions, fairs, exhibitions, and events. I always pay attention to the activity of the Republic of Bashkortostan. It's truly intense, and it is a role model for other representatives, for other participants. That's a fair-like event. That's the benchmark for our region. On the other hand, I would also like to stress that the role of business missions is also becoming pivotal. Thank God we arranged these events, and we are happy to welcome all the representatives of the trade office. I haven't managed to come here in person, but I participated in online because it's a far-reaching event. It is a full-fledged event, but still the meaning of meetings in the online format is also an example of our cooperation. That's the format which has been recommended to us, and we have already touched upon the Trade House, which was inaugurated in May. But this activity, this performance we witness, it varies from one region to the other one. It has been traced over the past 3 to 5 years, and apparently that's a good succession and good continuation. This results in the establishment of this trade house, and hopefully it will expand and it will find new projects and new opportunities. I'm not going to take your time, and let us now move on to the next slide, although I can keep talking about the turnover and some other aspects, but still, let me give you a brief overview. As of the previous year, we have told you that this turnover was record-breaking, but as for this year, I cannot even name these figures because these figures are striking. This year, the trade turnover with Russia is now $3.8 billion US dollars. Both imported and exported goods are included. This is an 87% growth compared to the previous period of the year 2021. I mean the figures. These figures are indicative of our cooperation. And this slide is dedicated to another direction. We also pay special attention to it. And the representatives came to our place, and I have already told you that what really matters is the name of this event is striking. The mission of women in the new reality is not just a declaration. Actually, we're doing our best to keep discussing it. We have recently established the Female Business Club, and within the framework of this club, our key goals were this support of SMEs among women and in Armenia and Russia. But these projects are also related to education, science, charitable events, and we would like the membership in our club to multiply, to augment, and we would like to invite more people, more participants in our event. Elena Mikhailovna, please, if you are eager to do it, you may become full members of our club. We have a special channel where we address interesting projects, where we mediate. Our recent session was dedicated to light industry, and as far as you know, next year we are willing to introduce a full-fledged forum in our mission. It will be dedicated to education. What is the interrelationship, the relationship between education and trade office? No matter which topic is subjected to development, but we are eager to address unexpected areas and reveal something new and our activity on the whole. You know, we are promoting the commodity export and the raw material export and some other projects. Well, that is all I would like to mention within my presentation. And definitely, we are committed to sending this presentation to you. The first slide contains a little bit more information on what we can show, but I'm not going to take your time. Perhaps, thank God we haven't managed to show it to you in the very beginning. I have just listed the major points, but you'll have an opportunity to dig deeper into what we're dealing with now, what we're tackling now. And there is no need in sitting still, because these figures are striking. But anyway, given our cooperation and our potential, our human capital, we're capable of achieving other results and surmounting other peaks. Thank you very much. Anna Valeryevna, thank you very much. It was a constructive and full-scale and bulky presentation. Thank you. But I have a question. When it comes to the upcoming period, where are you going to perform the exhibitions and fairs and displays? Perhaps you would like us to invite to come to some forums and some other places.
Yes, sure. If you remember when we met, so the sphere of structure of building is developing, and I would like to suggest you to consider these spheres. So to deal with this sphere, with this branch, and there will be very soon there will be hold a fair of structuring and building in Armenia. So I think there is a point to come here in Armenia and try to develop our businesses here. So this is not the only one sphere to develop. I think there are, and as I listed, there are a lot of other niches to develop and to look through. So this is the main one. And so we have sense actually to come here and see what we'll have. So we're having the field fairs that we're holding every year, and we will have a very productive discussions there. So in general, so we're suggesting you, a full package accompanying service. We're suggesting you to give. So about all the list of fairs, you can find out in the web links on the website. So please use these contacts for information. So this is their information not only about tenders, but you can contact us fully. So you're welcome to actively use these links and use the information and participate in meetings, events. So you can find all the information on the website. Thank you very much, Anna. So all of you colleagues, please don't forget about the fair in structural and building fair in Armenia. So you're all welcome to come there and participate. So with your products, and you can represent yourself. So this is one of the efficient and constructive way to promote your products. And the trade representative in Russia. So this is a good tool to represent and promote your products, so you can make links and you can even understand how the market works, how businesses works in the country. So if you have any questions, please, you can contact our Armenian colleagues. So they are really welcoming to help you. So now we're starting to our business part and some realistic part of our meeting. So I would like to give the floor to our businessmen with the background of shipment, and Ishkhan Artavazdevich. Can you please tell me, how did you start, and what perspective do you see in developing the business? Good day, dear colleagues. And so congratulations to the 5th anniversary of the Business Week that we're holding in Ufa with the help of the representative of the government of the Republic. And together today with me and my colleagues from Armenia, we're really glad to start and to give you some information about us. So since 15th of May, the 5th of May this year, we have started the Republic of Bashkortostan representatives in Armenia. So one of the main branches of this trade house, these analysis and attracting the products from the Republic of Bashkortostan and the territory of Armenia. So we are also trying to develop different branches in Armenia with the products of the Republic. So we are trying to do the business not depending on the political issues. So we are attracting all the businessmen from Armenia, from Russia in general. So the factories, the companies can represent and promote your products. For example, we can, with this business cooperation, we can help to improve the social safety. So we are providing some business meetings, even foreign meetings. So we are also helping the representatives of the companies. And nowadays, on the meeting, in the terms of the forum, so we have represented the Armenian products. So please welcome to see the fair with our products. So I would like to stress that the international and Armenian Bashkir cooperation is growing, and this is very important. So we are having expert. So we have our colleagues from Bashkortostan who visited Armenia. So we had the business meeting, and we have looked through the structure for developing companies. Thanks for the heads of Armarevirska and Lori regions. We have made a very productive dialogue. So we have several companies that also participated, businesses that also participated in this meeting, and we have very, indeed, productive contracts. For example, we even have results nowadays. Here in Bashkortostan, you have some Armenian products, and we're planning to increase this amount within the shops. So the Republic of Bashkortostan is the center of 2 closing regions in Russia, and thank you very much for your attention. But could you please tell me, so the trade house, yes? So for example, I am an entrepreneur, and I'm having some products that I produce. I would like to export them to Armenia. So what I should do? I go to the trade house to Armenia, and it just deals with all the questions, or how? So the trade house. So yes. So that's right. So you go to the trade house, and the trade house solves all the problems. So okay, we can write this down. It helps us with all questions. Thank you very much.
Ну вот давайте тогда зафиксируем, что торговый дом решает, а мы...
Okay, we will make it right. So first of all, you think just before start your promoting of your products, we need to get to know your Bashkir products, because in Armenia there are so, not much people at all know about, the products from Bashkortostan, and we need to do the ads for this first of all. And it also depends on the businessman from the Republic of Bashkortostan who can help to do this. I'm so sorry for interrupting. As for the discussion, can you please tell me, are you planning to do temporary fair in Armenia, or you will have some on a regular basis?
И Башкирии, Башкортостане узнали об армянской продукции. Как эта процедура будет?
How do you see the procedure of promoting our products? So we're planning to have on a regular business fair with the Bashkir products, so that people will get to know the products. So here in Armenia we have a very good, and here in Bashkortostan we have very good support, business support. And first of all, we need to get to know our businessmen in Armenia about these fairs, about the products that you will export. So we will do this on a mutual basis. So we can, we can take your businessmen to Bashkortostan, and we can make a tour here in Bashkiria, and they can see the factories, basically the industries where the products are produced. Okay, so you don't say about all your plans. So we will have time to discuss this. So can we try, like, really taste and try your products in the fair? So we will come for sure. And so the next speaker is our businessman from Bashkortostan, who has a good experience
Скажите, пожалуйста, вы опытный бизнесмен, экспортер.
Here, so you're a very successful exporter.
Какие перспективы?
Can you please tell me, do you see any perspectives at working with Armenia? And can you see any, do you have any idea to export to Armenia, for example?
Yeah, thank you very much. Since we're not the representative of the agriculture, although we may focus on the foodstuff because it is also part of it, because they are produced this way, and that is our major activity. But our major activity is logging and lumbering and forest harvesting. And we are centered around the shipment using all kinds of transport, such as cars, trains, and aviation, when it comes to ready-made products. In terms of the foreign economic activity, we have been dealing with it for 31 years. We are dealing with forests in the format of Ural's export company, which has got back to the Republic of Bashkortostan from another region, and it is now establishing contacts with the Armenian party. That is the sacred area. It is holy. It is wonderful. That's a cradle of resurrection of the humankind in terms of the history of three religions. And this grants us an opportunity to read these eternal books, and we can see the number of Armenian people, and it's not about 3 million people. There are much more people who are living in the world, the Armenians. And now we are thoroughly weighing up the transport and logistic costs of supplying different goods, be it logging products. We also use the residue, the product residue, and we deal with the leathers of the Republic of Bashkortostan. The nature species, there are 9,600 of them. There are various kinds of birch. We deal with maple and other species, linden, and we have brand products. We use elder, but your brand product is honey, is Bashkir honey. We have estimated all these issues. We have been to different specific transport companies, sector-specific transport companies, including the ones which are located in the South Caucasian Railway. We have been to Yugra. We stomped upon the land by our own steps in order to familiarize ourselves with that. We have been at the station where the transition with Georgia is located. We have assessed the situation in Vladikavkaz and we benefit from it. It is promising. We have to cautiously plan ahead all the aspects in order not to let down our friends and our partners and to avoid any interferences and interruptions. Currently, the economy of transport and logistics transport suggests that it is impossible to deal with it without the reverse transport flow. I mean, the products produced in Armenia. We need some extra routes and extra itineraries. And that is why we need to interact with our colleagues. This requires us to act, from us to act resolutely. We have to make far-going moves. But we are also planning to digitize all these routes in accordance with our economic calculations. We are going to launch this business as soon as we can. If there is a need to elaborate on it, we will do it. And it is feasible thanks to our cooperation with our Armenian comrades. And this should spark off mutually advantageous cooperation rather than friendly steps. Because the economy is our top priority. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrei Vasilyevich. Definitely, we keep our fingers crossed so that your project could be deployed and the turnover between Bashkortostan and Armenia could grow. Thank you very much. And I would also like to make inquiries about the opinion of another businessman, another Norwich Tikmash company. Please dwell upon your vision of cooperation with Armenia from the perspective of a businessman. I would like to briefly outline the activities of our company. The next slide. I'm the founder of 3 projects. The Stepikas company, which is dealing with central heating, Technomash. We're involved in the new project dedicated to solar panels. And originally, we used to work at the domestic market. We operated there in Orenburg, in other towns, and it is the nearest direction that is all related to central heating. And then, several years ago, we launched an export campaign, and our export turnover is not that large. It's more than 2 billion rubles when it comes to import, but our export rate accounts for 60 million rubles. But it is skyrocketing given our low base. But I would like to highlight that we have a business mission in Armenia. That's the first time we're here, and when we started it, when we established our relationship, we used to participate in it previously, jointly with the government of Bashkortostan, with the export center. We were engaged in different exhibitions in Pakistan, Belarus, Kazakhstan. And as for the map, you can see on the right-hand side, you can see small circles. It means that export is soaring there. We have been to exhibitions and to business missions, and this contributes to promotion of our relations. And I also hope that our first business mission in Armenia, which took place in the past, will foster cooperation with us. Please let us move on to the next slide. And this is the illustration of our takeaways. As for other business missions in other regions, I would like to emphasize that we have some proofs which make an input to export in terms of Armenian relations. We have established it in Yerevan. This enables us to arrange the relationship, to get new contacts, and this also simplifies our work with Armenia. It is much simpler to deal with customs And as I have already mentioned, that these exhibitions as business missions are conducive to the fact that we are at the threshold of concluding a contract on heating with heating partners. They're interested in it, and hopefully we'll cooperate closely with them in the next year. And we are also fostering relations with other partners. When it comes to challenges, our previous colleagues have told us that logistics is a problem. It is very hard to do it from Bashkortostan to Armenia in terms of shipment, using tanks, and it is rather costly as well. And backwards, it is also hard to do it backwards, and our colleagues from Armenia told us that we had to transport them to Moscow because they have the streamlined system from Moscow, and it is rather convenient. And our colleagues told us that it is also inconvenient and expensive. Perhaps the trade house in Bashkortostan will garner assistance in this regard, and jointly with them will streamline this system. And this may also take place. As our colleagues on login have told us, we need extra cargo from Armenia.
Сыр, мы же договорились, будем сыр.
As for cheese, we will transport cheese, we will export it. And also stone and some other products may be transported there. And for us personally, it will be very interesting. It will be interesting to perform parallel import from Armenia, because we have an opportunity to transport it and transport rocks and to transport the imported equipment, which is now affordable. We may also partly take it from there, from those regions. Perhaps I may highlight that there are some difficulties in logistics and in the logistics between Turkey and Iran. It's much more complicated to operate there than in Uzbekistan and Kazakhstan, because Turkey is remote from us, and it is simpler for us to operate in the closest areas which are located nearby. And these logistical challenges also affect us. Thank you very much. What would you like to wish other businessmen and colleagues who are not cooperating with Armenia for some reason, but they have it in mind? First and foremost, please visit Armenia, because it is spectacular. I was impressed by their hospitality and the potential which is unleashed there while cooperating with local businesses. Different ideas will strike your mind anyway, and you have to fly to our place and to establish contacts and to get acquainted with the locals, and that will provide the ground for your further work. Dear colleagues, we have a discussion format now. You have the free open mic format in terms of our timing. There we have another speaker, Armen, who is also going to make a speech.
Или вас подставили?
Or you were let down. Sorry, I have a question. Is it possible to trace the logistics from the perspective of Railway Vladikavkaz? Perhaps it will be much more convenient to do it with trunks, with trucks there. Yes, that's what we are focused on. We have step-by-step trenches. We have these opportunities in terms of transport and logistics movement compared to Armenia and our way backwards. It's not only referring to Bashkortostan, but also to nearby regions. We have already voiced it during our visit. And this spans the consumer market worth 20 million rubles. And other prospects are open here. And as pertains to the modern territory of Armenia, to the current one, It's 1/10 of the ancient Armenian state. And here we may focus on Ural as the tremendous sales market for your unique, eco-friendly, and taste-based exclusive products. I mean the entire goods chain. I do not only mean winemaking, rock production, which are also unparalleled. They are decorative and they are also aesthetic and have unique physical and mechanical properties. Our Ural rocks do not have them. They may be found nowhere but in granite. You may become a flagship for this week and for the supply of unique rock devices and rock products. We are interested in it. And we also touch upon this point. When it comes to rocks, I do not only mean gems. I also mean curbstone and slabs. They are imported here to Russia on behalf of our region. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Our regional territories focus on different kinds of rocks, our local rocks. You have a wide range of them because we are eager to launch into production and into processing and supply all of them. But we'll not go into throw rocks at foreign cities. They will stay here. Thank you very much, dear colleagues. But still, Armen, are you going to make a speech?
Good day. So you would like me to speak very much, of course. I will start. So I'm the owner of the company in Armenia, and I'm the owner of the Cafe Odeh Cafe. And I'm so glad that we're making so close relations with Armenia, with my small motherland and my big motherland, because the most of my life I have lived in Ufa. And I've been needed in Armenia as well and here as well, so that's why I'm telling this. So what about the exporting products to Armenia? So we have also a lot of building materials, structural materials. So I'm talking about the special building paintings and other stuff that are interested in, people are interested in the Republic of Bashkortostan. And I'm totally agree with you, my dear colleagues, that the logistics have a very serious question because my other partners are doing the shipments with the lorries and vans. And of course, it will be very good to have this trade house to provide a very collective and organized shipment so that we won't have that, very gap or empty shipments, so to say. So Armenia is very small but very interesting, and the economy is growing very fast. That's why it is needed to have some Bashkir products as well. There are a lot of areas of growing grapes, peaches, and other fruits. So a lot of companies, agricultural companies are needed in chemicals, for soil, for plants. So in this sphere, this niche is very important, by the way, and we need to start discussing this. And I'm sure that Bashkortostan can be a good dealer of these products. Thank you very much for your speech, for your comment, a down-to-earth comment, I would say, about facts. And I'm sure that the following discussion will be dealt with these issues. And you know, recently I visited the website of customs,
80% деклараций
and there was an information that more than 80% of declarations are protest for 4 years. And you know, I was so glad to see this. And so it tells us that that all the process is organized, is starting to settle.
таможенного управления Пугачев Вадим Анатольевич. Вадим Анатольевич, во-первых, спасибо, что
So here my colleague, the head of the customs,
вот
is here, and I'm so glad you to be here. So I have a question. The question about, you know, the entering access.
какие
What steps
развитию взаимного
are supposed to be done, you know, to do this
Участники
product turnover? Good day, my dear colleagues and the members of the roundtable.
оформляются в электронном виде.
So it is indeed, the declarations are now processed electronically,
Поскольку в Армении эта страна там,
but we don't
мы в Армению не оформляем.
but we don't deal with any Armenian declarations. And
В логистике
so yes, this is a very, you know, small and thin place of good turnover and shipments.
на границе между Республикой Грузия и Российской Федерацией.
So it's situated between the Republic of, so between Georgia and Russian Federation, and the location geographically is pretty complicated.
Оценкам и сведениям
As for our estimations and facts,
15% работы времени.
so about 15% of
Сейчас наступит зима, наступила
works we have been dealing the climate issues, because there are some rains and snow and rain in Armenia, and the shipment, the logistics will be more complicated nowadays. So what we're doing from the side of Russian Federation, so on our side, we're building so-called organization Росграница
по Верхнему Ларсу.
that will help to make these procedures much easier.
Грузоперевозок Верхний Ларс — это товары, следующие из Армении и в Армению.
So we are trying to make a better access with the, you know, big lorries going to Armenia and from Armenia.
Открыты
And additionally, we have opened
12 полос.
12 roadsides for vehicles,
Значит, реконструкция данного,
and the reconstruction of this
если я не ошибаюсь, конец до
entering point we will have since 2032.
расширения
Nowadays, we are expanding and structuring the additional capacities
в современных условиях, которые есть. Таможенные службы
capacities of
части
customs.
места оформления рядом с пунктом.
So we will have some additional places of waiting points, and maybe making to making just some formalities and clearance.
На линиях контроля их оттуда выводят в оперативном порядке и размещают
So the work actually is pretty organized. So we have a special parking lot for this.
средств, следующих в Армению и из Армении.
So what about the vehicles from Armenia and to Armenia? So we're trying to simplify the process as much as possible. The only point is,
Усиление
as far as we know,
фактического контроля всех транспортных средств, перемещения
so we are factually controlling all the vehicles, for the safety reasons.
данного мероприятия выступает как федеральная таможенная служба, так и федеральная
So the federal customs service and the federal safety service is also helping us to do this.
В пункте пропуска средств технической
So
поддержки
we are also trying to organize some maintaining plots, I would say,
товаров, чтобы двигались более
so that the vehicles and products will move faster.
лет проработал.
I've been worked in Asian sphere for 12 years, so I have met and I have worked with the customs of Armenia very closely and friendly, I would say. So we're trying to move in one direction,
Способствовать развитию бизнеса.
and of course we're striving to work in one perspective. Thank you very much.
Федеральной таможенной службы пожелания.
These words from the Federal Customs Service is really, really hopeful for us, and I'm so glad to hear that. So we're having 5 minutes to discuss, 5 minutes left. So please,
Поделиться микрофоном.
the micro can be shared between each other if you have any comments and wishes. If it's possible, I would like to say that in Armavir region, so the climate actually and the territory is pretty. Wine is pretty comfortable for wine, for cattle and
Что в общине Баграмян Армавир
bountifully farming.
1500 гектаров интенсивных садов.
So we have about 1.5 thousand hectares of land, to grow nuts. In the near future,
Ну и основать завод по
we will settle a factory on almond processing.
транспортом. Все считают необходимым упомянуть, что перевозка
So the
осуществляется с препятствиями и задержками.
So yes, the point is that we have the customs point accessibility is pretty difficult,
Железной дороги.
and from the railway shipment we also have in some stations some difficulties.
Армавирской области.
So the airport is very close to Armavir region, and the agricultural sector is the main one
211 миллиардов.
in Armenia.
Она является лидером в списке областей, имеет
It's about 211 billion.
организации в основном относятся к
So in our region we have small and big organizations and companies, SME.
и овощи, сухофрукты,
So we can provide with fresh fruits, dry fruits, wine, cognac, and etc.
для развития сельского хозяйства, туризма,
So we're having the investment possibilities to provide tourism, making the gardens and planting different fruits and vegetables.
интенсивного земледелия, перерабатывающей промышленность,
So we're having
туризма, информационных
landings that can be dealt with the information technologies, with the wine processing.
Армавирской областью Республики Башкортостан.
So the friendly relationships between Armenia and Bashkortostan are blooming, and I'm very glad to hear that nowadays. Well, finally, thank you very much for your speech. So we have now prospective work in the future.
Чтобы организовать
So we are looking forward to the businessman from Armavir region here to Bashkortostan.
Yes, dear colleagues, other questions? Distinguished colleagues, undoubtedly these topics raised during the forum coincide with the policy of our government, especially the ones which are related to the economy of the country and the promoting cooperation between the governments and the governmental sector and the private sector. I would like to express my interest in of the Arma and the interest of Armavir region with the Republic of Bashkortostan, and we're also willing to find partners from all the realms which I have already represented, and my colleagues have also represented them. Thank you very much for your kind attention, and we hope that this meeting will be a landmark event for our mutual, fruitful cooperation in the future. Yes, thank you, Goran Armenovich. Actually, there will be a neighboring session in the next hall. There we have a B2B zone. You may calmly and cooperate with your potential stakeholders and colleagues in a business-like way. And now I'm finalizing our session, being a moderator. What are we planning to do in the foreseeable future? That's the inception of the second day, and a lot of beneficial roundtables and sessions are in store for us today. I recommend you that you listen to them and participate in them. We'll have a plenary session called For Dialogue, and it will take place at 2 p.m. Please, I invite you to it, and please, we'll have lots of interesting speakers, and you'll listen to all the interesting facts. I would like to express my gratitude to all of you, to our international participants, to our guests from Armenia who have found an opportunity to come to our place. You will have fruitful and business-like agenda in the future, and will invariably participate in it. We're bound to participate in it. If you have an opportunity, need of our assistance, we will contribute to it. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for visiting us. Thank you for your attention. A round of applause to all of us. Let us express our gratitude to the participants.
Спасибо.
Thank you.